Hey guys, this is your host and you're watching our channel. And today, we are going to be talking about Ellora Caves, which is located in the state of Maharashtra in India.
No.
There are many beautiful monuments in India. In fact, it's said that India is a country where even the stones are worshipped as gods. There are many, many beautiful structures. However, among them all, Ellora stands out. Why is that? We'll find out in today's episode. So stay tuned till the end to find out why Ellora is unique.
But before we begin,
Please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you never miss out on any of our videos. Let's go back in time to 6th century India when kings ruled with dharma, its righteousness and justice. King Krishna Deva Rai Rashtrakuta considered art as a form of dharma and promoted arts and architecture. He built temples, encouraged poetry, and composed many beautiful poems himself. Under his rule, arts flourished in India, and he wasn't the only king who patronized arts. Many other rulers followed this path. Among them, one ruler stood out for his exceptional devotion to Lord Shiva. His name was Ellora, the Shilahar dynasty, and he was a Hindu ruler. He decided to build a grand temple dedicated to Lord Shiva. Now, normally, kings built temples by putting bricks or stones on top of each other. They made towers called shikaras, not by carving them out of a single mountain. But this king wanted something different. He wanted to build a temple that had never been seen before. And so the idea of Kailasa Temple came into his mind. He sent architects across the country to find a suitable mountain. Finally, they found the perfect location at Ellora. It was far from the kingdom, deep inside a gorge surrounded by hills and rocks. It was almost impossible to reach. But still, this place was selected to build the temple. The mountain was huge, almost as tall as the kingdom's tallest tower. And as the crow flies, it was more than 2 kilometers away from the royal palace. So every day, the workers had to walk for kilometers to and from their workplace. But since this temple was meant to be a tribute to Lord Shiva, the workers didn't complain. They saw this as a pilgrimage, a journey to the abode of Lord Shiva, and so every day they walked happily to the construction site. And what a sight it must have been. Hundreds of men went up and down the mountain every day, carrying tools, food, and water. The first thing they did was dig a series of caves to make it easier for workers to climb the mountain. Then they started cutting the rock. They didn't use any modern machines. They cut the rock using only hand tools like chisels and hammers. At that time, iron was rare and expensive. So most of the work was done using stone tools. The architects planned everything carefully and then divided the mountain into several sections. First, they carved pillars and columns to support the ceiling. Then they used a technique called step cutting to create overhangs. This is when they cut steps into the rock and then filled them with smaller stones. This gave the builders some space under the overhangs. This is where they built shrines, small rooms for housing idols and other parts of the temple. This mountain was huge. It took many years to cut the rock and build the various structures. So the king kept appointing new architects and sculptors. Over the years, 3 dynasties worked on this temple. First was the Rashtrakutas, then it was the Chalukyas, and finally the Yadavas. Every dynasty added its own style to the temple. The most impressive feature of the Kailasa Temple is its ceiling. You see, ancient builders knew very well that if the ceiling collapses, the whole temple will collapse. So the ceiling had to be strong. Also, this was an elaborate temple with lots of carvings. All these things needed support. So builders had 2 options. They could either build a false ceiling using wood, or they could come up with an alternative solution. In the case of Kailasa Temple, they created a false ceiling made of stone. They carved the ceiling into hexagons, which are extremely strong. It's interesting that even today, we don't know how they carved these hexagons. It's also a miracle that even after 1,000 years, they are still intact. Most of the temple has intricate carvings on its walls. There are images of gods and goddesses, along with scenes from Hindu epics like Ramayana and Mahabharata. But there is one scene which stands out, shows the cosmic dance of Shiva. In this dance, Shiva is in the center, and his consort Parvati is in his arms. Around them are the gods and goddesses, all holding hands in a circle. This is a wonderful carving, but it has puzzled historians. Why are the gods and goddesses shown in a circle? Does this carving symbolize the unity of all religions? Could it be possible that ancient Indians believed in the oneness of all religions? Ellora Caves is not just Kailasa Temple. It has other temples too. They're not carved on a single mountain, but they're equally beautiful. Together, they form the largest rock-cut monastery in the world. There are 34 caves in total, of which 12 are devoted to Buddhism, 17 to Hinduism, and 5 to Jainism. Among them, the most famous ones are the 3 Great Caves. These are numbered 1, 2, and 3. Cave 1 is the oldest, and it has a statue of Amitabha Buddha. Cave 2 has a carving of Bodhisattva, which is the title given to the being who attained enlightenment. Cave 3, however, has carvings of Hindu gods. It has a large hall with 2 stories. On the top floor there are 3 large images of Hindu gods, Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara, the Hindu god of creation, preservation, and destruction. These caves were built hundreds of years apart, yet they blend perfectly with each other. Ellora is unique because here, Buddhists, Hindus, and Jains live together. They built their places of worship right next to each other. It's a shining example of religious harmony. It shows us how all religions can live together without any conflict. Moreover, the builders didn't do any excavation. Instead, they carved the rocks to suit their needs. That's why archaeologists call them rock-cut caves. Over the years, Ellora attracted many travelers from around the world. They all praised the beauty of Ellora. One Arab traveler described it as the 8th wonder of the world. It's hard to disagree with him. To date, Ellora is among the most spectacular monuments in the world. It has survived earthquakes, floods, and invasions. It continues to amaze everyone who visits it. Today, Ellora is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Every year, thousands of tourists visit Ellora from all over the world, come to marvel at the beauty of these caves. Standing in front of Kailasa Temple, one can't help but feel awe. Who wouldn't be amazed by this temple? It has intricate carvings and sculptures. There are images of gods and goddesses, but there are also images of ordinary people. Some are musicians, some are acrobats, and some are common folk. By showing these images, ancient builders showed the greatness of human civilization. They wanted to show that this civilization belonged to all, whether you're a king or a pauper, a god or a man. However, over the years, Ellora's grandeur has faded away. Many parts of the temple have collapsed. Most of the roof has collapsed, and weeds have grown all over the temple. Today, there are hardly any visitors. Kailasa Temple has become a shadow of its former self. If left alone, it may collapse completely. This is sad because Kailasa is not just a temple, it's a part of India's cultural heritage. It's a legacy of ancient India. So now the government is taking steps to preserve this temple. They're building a protective wall around it. But more needs to be done. We all need to work together to preserve Ellora. After all, it's not just a temple, it's a symbol of ancient India's greatness. It shows us how our ancestors lived, how they thought, and how they worshipped. It also shows us that ancient Indians weren't narrow-minded. They weren't obsessed with one religion. They respected all religions. They built Buddhist, Hindu, and Jain caves side by side. This is a lesson for us today. In today's world, when people fight in the name of religion, Ellora teaches us the importance of religious harmony. Ellora is not just a temple. It's a symbol of India's cultural heritage. It's a reminder of our glorious past. We must do everything to preserve it. So that was Ellora Caves, the temple carved from a single mountain. If you liked the video, share it with your friends. Thank you for watching.